Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, there's been some slight modifications that have been done to this mask. I'm hoping you guys can hear me just a little bit more clear. This interview that you're about to listen to is one of the most unique, one of the most rarest mindsets that you will ever encounter. I don't think I will ever encounter another individual like him. And it's not a good thing. Way back in 2005, man, unfortunately, regretfully, there was a Metrolink crash, man, that this individual caused. And as a result of this, there was 11 people that passed away. Many more people were affected by this crash. So basically, we dive into a mindset. He breaks it down, man, everything leading up to the crash, what happened, how it affected him, and why he did it. And it's a very sad situation, ladies and gentlemen. So viewer discretion is advised. This is a very serious interview. This is a very serious conversation. So it's not for the faint of heart. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, for anybody out there, man, that's struggling, that's going through some hard times, because trust me, I've been there, man. Life has kicked me down and knocked me down to my knees several times. And that's when you gotta keep pushing. Even though, doors start to close around you and you seem like, damn, man, like everything that I seem to do just seems to go to shit. Like it's just not working out for me. Sometimes you just want to run away. Sometimes you feel like it's just you against the whole damn world. And sometimes it is like that, man, because people, truly they want to see you fail, man. I can only imagine how many people would, find gratitude in seeing me fail, man. But that's when you got to keep pushing for yourself, for your family. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, man, nobody gives a damn. So you got to give a damn about yourself, my friend. Keep pushing. There's always a second chance. There's always another way. So find that power, people. Don't throw yourself away. Don't let this mind fuck up everything around you, man. Because it's all it takes is one simple mistake, one simple error, man, and you can find yourself back, man, serving a life sentence. Not even that, 5 years, 10 years, over some dumb stuff, man. So ladies and gentlemen, man, you got this, man. You're special, man. You got this. Everybody has a special talent within them. You know what I'm saying? And goals. Another thing is goals, man. Set a goal for yourself. Chase it. In life, if we don't have goals, man, then we don't got nothing. Set a goal for yourself, man, and chase it. Put everything behind it, 100%, and I promise you will see results. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this interview, ladies and gentlemen. Stay happy, stay positive, and please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, man. Much love and respect.
So what did they call you?
You mean a nickname?
Yes, sir. Nickname, moniker.
Full name? My name is Juan Alvarez. I go by Chore, which means big ears in Spanish.
What are you incarcerated for, and how long is your sentence?
I was incarcerated for the 2005 Metrolink crash.
From my understanding, you received like 13 life sentences, if I'm not mistaken.
I received 11 life sentences without the possibility of parole.
And where are you from out here on the streets?
I'm out of East Los Angeles, born in Boyle Heights, which is the heart of East LA.
Do you or did you belong to any type of gangs, groups, organizations?
At one point in my life, I did.
Okay, Juan, bro. First and foremost, before we even dive into this interview, my friend, I want to go ahead and say thank you. Thank you for allowing us to share your story. I know it takes a lot to be able to open up, and actually share, your story, man, your life experiences. So first and foremost, I want to commend you for that, my friend. Thank you.
For the fact of where I am, I cannot be too specific, can't get too much into detail on some of the questions, but I will answer sincerely.
Okay, so Juan, my friend, before we dive into your interview, man, which is a very unique case within itself, there was 11 casualties, or was there 11 or 13 casualties, if I'm not mistaken?
It was 11, yes, sir.
Now, before we dive into that, Juan, I kind of want to get somewhat of a brief understanding, man, of who you are, man, and how it is you grew up, man. So, Juan, before we dive into this, can you go ahead and tell me three things that stick out to you as a child, 3 good memories, but as well, can you also give me 3 bad memories, 3 good memories and 3 bad memories that still stand out to you to this very day?
3 good memories from as early as I can remember. Going swimming to the canals in Mexico with my little brother, and one Christmas where I got a toy cart with a remote control. It didn't work. It didn't even match, but it was the right intention from my mother, and I've never forgot that. And the third one would be my first kiss in elementary school. Those are the 3 good ones. The 3 bad ones, probably the one that made me a little mad to this day with my father physically abusing my mom and me not being able to do anything about it. And another bad one, a molestation could be a bad one. And getting beat up by my father before I left the house at 9 years old.
You left the house at 9 years old? Did I just hear that?
Yes. Yes.
Why? Where did you go?
I was born in East Los Angeles, Boyle Heights. I was taken to Mexico, Mexicali, which is the borderline between El Centro and Mexico, and I lived there till the age of 9. That's when I came back over here. One of my older cousins took custody of me, and he became like a father to me to this day.
First, man, I want to go ahead and say sorry, man, that you actually had to experience, man, such things as a young adult.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Did you ever open up to anybody about being inappropriately touched? Did you ever confide in anybody?
Well, I was a little kid, about 6, 7 years old. I remember telling everybody. It was later on down the line where I found out that when I got a little older, that kids started making fun of it, and I figured it was a bad thing for other people to know, and I've been quiet ever since until 2005 when it came up on my trial.
Can you tell me what was it that gravitated you towards the streets, towards the neighborhoods, towards the barrios?
I was born into it. I can say all the little kids that I grew up with, they were to become the second generation of the barrio, of the little locos of the barrio I belong to, which is in the Mexican side, and now it's on this side of the border. It's on both sides now. It's just, I never even remember being jumped into it. I just started being part of it. Even afterwards, when I moved to back to East Los Angeles, I continue to go down there because that's where my mom lives, and that's where my little brother lives. And every chance that I get, I was over there. Whether it be every other weekend, whether it be summer school vacations, Christmas vacations, New Year's, every chance that I get, I was over there. It's a tense on my life, even after when I was already married. I couldn't go over there around that area no more where people would recognize me. I had a friend that got killed right next to me. His blood spilled on me, which it could have been me. That was the one that died next to me. But on top of that, I had 5 or 6 other friends died due to gang violence.
Can you tell me about the situation about the passing of your friend being next to you? What was it that happened? Can you tell me about that day? And who were you guys beefing it with? Who were you guys going at it against?
There was in that city, that colonia that we were from, there was only 2 big barrios, which was us, and then they called BBS, Barrio Bandidos. I remember it was a Saturday in the afternoon. There was nothing to do. We were just kicking it by a tree that was there at the corner.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Nothing was out of the ordinary. Everything was normal. We was drinking, talking. When I felt the water, the wetness, the blood, and the noise, and it took me a little while. It even took him a little while, even though he died instantly, almost. We didn't know what had happened. It was just so instantly, so fast. Didn't even see the people running till afterwards.
How does that affect you mentally? Like, do you remember having to talk to maybe your friends or maybe your friends' parents and letting them know what happened? You know, did you even sleep that night?
I was not able to talk to my homie's parents because they blamed us. They blamed me. They blamed everybody, and they hated us. But that affected me because I lost a good friend. We grew up together. I was traumatized where I was not walking freely like I used to. I was always walking paranoid, and I try to mask that because I didn't want nobody else to be thinking I'm scared all the time. But I was living scared that something just might happen to me suddenly. But it was not like that all the time because I didn't live there. Like I said, I would just visit and be there as often as I could. But my life was over here in East Los Angeles, which was pretty much almost the same. But the fact is that my barrio was not in East LA. Therefore, I was able to do other things. I was able to go places. I was able to do things that I was not able to do over there, and I felt free. I even tried getting into sports. I love skateboarding, things like that.
did you end up getting married? Did you end up leaving that lifestyle behind? Did you end up having any type of kids or anything like that?
I met this wonderful girl who became my wife after 3 years of dating. She gave me 2 kids, which are the children that I have now. They are older now, 20 and 24. And I think this thing's going to cut off. I should call back.
All right, Juan, sir, you previously just stated that you met the woman of your dreams. She gave you 2 kids. She was a wonderful woman, man. I'm going to go ahead and ask you, man, if you can please, man, tell us what it is that happened, sir, man. How was it that you caught your case? Basically, everything leading up to it. I know I read somewhere that perhaps you were having some type of tendencies, that you were having thoughts of perhaps wanting to take your own life. I don't know how accurate that statement is there, man. But please, in your own words, can you let us know, man, what was going through your mind? What built up to this, and how did this happen, sir?
I was okay. I had an accident at work, and I broke my wrist, construction, and I was not able to work for a minute. I had to go through surgery, and I didn't want to feel. I felt useless, just being at home without doing nothing. So I got some drugs from old friendships that I had. I just managed to get some dope, and with the intention of selling and making money, bringing money to the house, because we had bills to pay, and my wife was the only one working at the time, and I needed help, and I was falling into depression. Well, it backfired. The dope, I started using dope, and I started having problems with my wife, and to the point where I was tripping out, and maybe because I was feeling insecure as a man, and I wasn't being able to provide at the time, regardless, all those years back that I did, all those times. I became jealous.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I used to go pick my wife up from work. Sometimes when she left her car in the house, because she had a car that didn't waste gas. My car wasted a lot of gas, so sometimes we'd be driving her car. And once I went to pick her up, I seen something that I did not like, and I started becoming more jealous. I don't want to say anything negative about my wife, because I love her so much still, and she just recently passed away of cancer. And I will never say anything negative about her. And but I started accusing her of different things, and she kicked me out of the house. I lived on the streets for a little moment. I was still working. After my hand got a little better, my pops he owns a construction company now, so I used to go and just do things that I was able to do with one hand, like sweep and just walk around or count drywall, count different things. He was just helping me out, so I called it work. So I was just, there was a restraining order against me by my wife, and where it stated I couldn't see my kids. I couldn't be around them for like 100 yards or 50 yards. My kids, her and her brother. And I tried to see them one time, and I got chased by the police. I was not caught, but there was a warrant for my arrest from the Compton Sheriff's. That's where I was living last. That's where my family lived around that time. And I had another warrant for my arrest from the East Los Angeles Police Department. I was just a mess, man. I was depressed. I was losing sight of reality. That one morning, I was going for a job interview. My hand injury was already healing. It was already getting better. I thought I was ready. I think I was ready for work. I was heading for a job interview that morning of January 2005. And next thing you know, by the train tracks and contemplating suicide. I really don't know what I cannot talk about. I need to go further because I'm on appeals and all that, and everything that I said and everything that I say could be used against me, could be turned around or manipulated, and I'm afraid to be open, but I am anyways because my story has not changed. It's the same story then, it's the same story now. Only the fake stories change. If people keep loose of their life, and my story's been the same ever since. It's just, it was a horrible accident, something that it still affects me morally, spiritually. I'm not an angel. I've hurt people before. Enemies. I've never done anything to any innocent people, and that's what hurts. Especially the type of people that was in there. There was some good people in there, man. People that I never knew or seen before. And it's hard. It's hard to live with that. It's hard not being forgiven by the families, even though I asked for forgiveness during, before, after, and I'm still writing remorse letters. I'm not sure if they get them or not, but I don't blame them for not forgiving me or for wishing me that, because I understand that that's using somebody that you love is not it's something that stays, that lives with you. And like I said, I just lost my wife recently, and 3 years ago. It feels like it was yesterday. So I perfectly understand that 17 years is timeless. The pain that people feel is there's no time. And I hurt my own family, my kids, especially. I'm having a hard time communicating with them because they're resentful for I've done so many wrong things, I'm not exactly which of those things they resent me for. And it's hard, man. What I can say was, it was something that I never meant to do, man. And it's still.
What was it that happened?
It's still hard.
Can you tell me what was it that happened? Like what's been written on record? What's on document? Like you obviously you were contemplating wanting to do that. Like what happened? Were you still in the car? Did the train hit you while you were in the car? Did you jump out the car? Like what happened?
I put the car on the tracks, waiting for the train to hit it, and I was inside the car. I changed my mind about what the things that I was doing, because I was not that type of person. And like I said, next thing you know, I'm on the tracks. Next thing you know, I'm trying to get the car out of the tracks because it got stuck. And that was the honest truth. I was in that car trying to get it out. I was not worried about the train hitting it and derailing, because I've never in my mind imagined that the train would derail. I was trying to save my car, and I was there inside that car. There's reports about that. There's a witness. They seen me jump out of the car within 5-6 seconds after the train hit it. After that, I started walking towards the train. I seen a red light because it didn't stop right in front of me. It stopped like, I don't know how long, yards or whatever, but it was like a far distance from where the initial crash was. I seen this man coming from where the lights were at, and I asked him. I said, "What happened?" He said, "I don't know. We hit something. The train derailed. There's a lot of people hurt. People died." Not in those exact words, but it was something like that. That made me realize that it was a fucked up thing that happened. It was a big thing. People got hurt, and from there, I was just shocked. I was in shock. I went back to my house, which was 2 blocks away, or 3 blocks away, the most. I went to my landlord's lady. I couldn't go inside my car, my house. My house keys were in the car, along with the car keys. I went to my landlord's house, which I knew. I told her what happened. I told her I needed help. I told her I needed to use the phone. She's the one that called the medics. She told them that I don't know exactly what she told them, but the SWAT team was there. It seemed like seconds, like within minutes, it seemed like they were already there, along with the paramedics. They surrounded me, and I was still, there was a truck behind that parking lot, Gardner's truck or something. I grabbed the screwdriver. I guess I don't know what it was, that defense mentality, the criminal mentality, I don't know, or it was a suicide.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I grabbed the screwdriver, and I kept walking towards them. They would not shoot me. I ended up stabbing myself, and they had to do surgery on me right around to be able to save my life. And the reason why I decided to stab myself and trying to end my life, that moment when I had already decided not to not to myself. I can't really understand. My mentality today is not the same mentality that I had back then. Maybe the drugs, the fact that I hadn't slept for almost going on a week after being on a bench. I guess it was the remorse, the guilt, and the fact that somehow I knew I was never going to be able to be with my family again. I chose death. But fortunately, thanks to those paramedics, even though the VA during my trial said it were superficial wounds, they had to do surgery on me on the spot to be able to bring me back. I would have not made it to the hospital. That's the reason why they had to open my chest on the spot and put a blood drainer and pump oxygen back into my lungs and do all that. And I'm grateful for the people that just, regardless of the situation, regardless of whatever I did or did not do, they did the job and they saved my life. I'm now able to find peace, heal, and find forgiveness, and try to do something positive. Maybe if I tell my story, maybe one person will listen. Like when I was a little kid and I used to hear a lot of people say, hey, you need to change because this, because that. I thought they were winnings. I thought they were like, yeah, because you're stupid. That's why that happened to you. But now it's like, I wish I would have listened. I wish I would have paid attention and avoided all these things. Unfortunately, I had to have my own experiences to be able to believe and listen. And there's new laws. There's a lot of laws coming in. I'm not sure if one day I'll make it home, but if I ever do, my wish, my plan, my dream is to leave a positive memory of the person that I am, to reach out to help somebody, give back to the community in whichever way that I can.
Do you feel you deserve parole? Do you feel you deserve freedom?
Excuse me?
Do you feel like deep down inside, do you feel like you do deserve parole?
For a long time, for many years, I did not, and that's the way I was in here, being miserable, blaming the whole world for what happened to me, for what happened to them people. But there was a time where I just stopped blaming everybody, because the only one to blame was me. I was guilty. Whether I did it on purpose or not, people died, and that's the end of the story. I did hurt people, their families, and I deserve to pay. Yes, I deserve to be punished, but I also believe that I deserve a chance, because there was no malice in what I did that day. I believe, I had to do some type of, I had to be punished in one way or another, but for the rest of my life, for the rest of my family's life, for something that I never meant to do, I really think I deserve a chance. I know I have to work hard and prove that I deserve. I don't know how, but I wish people could just believe, but I know it's not that simple, it's not that easy. It's been...
May I ask what the hardest thing... Go ahead.
What's the hardest thing?
No, I was going to ask
What's the hardest thing?
What is the hardest thing about serving this life sentence?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
The real sentence is being away from your kids, from the people that you love and the people that love you, and knowing that people die because of your actions and your mistakes and your bad habits and your weaknesses.
Does it ever eat at you? Like for instance, like do you ever have like nightmares or bad dreams related to your friend?
I have been dreaming, not about everybody. I don't know why is this one lady that I probably dreamt about the same dream. I had the same dream probably like 6-7 times, which might not seem a lot, but it does for being the same dream, the same exact thing going on in the dream. Maybe it was something that maybe it's something that maybe the reason for it is because I seen it on the court, on the trial, and for whatever reason it stayed in my mind, and it's always on the back of my mind, and it surfaces sometimes. Is this lady by the river having fun with her mom, dad, and her brother. This blonde lady, and then she's running everywhere. Her and her brother, she's running everywhere. There's a lot of bushes, there's trees. They're about to have sandwiches, it seems. And that's it. It's very simple, very short, but very accurate. I can't understand it. It's not a bad dream. It's not a bad dream because they're happy, but I don't know what it means. But besides dreaming, besides the dreams, there's some days when I go to groups, especially, and people are talking about their situations, their times, their past, and I get stuck. I get stuck in those memories. Just come to me. I never got to the actual crash of the train, but all the photos that I seen on court, even though sometimes I try not to look at them, but I did, and like most of them, and it's just all that comes to my mind, to my head, and I try to fight it. I'm gonna be honest, I try to fight it. I don't like to think about that. I refuse it. I fight it, but it still happens. My psychiatrist says those are suppressed memories or traumas, something like that. I don't know, but it hurts. That's all I know, and that's the reason why I try to block them. It makes me feel like a bad person. It's not a good feeling.
Right now in life, is it safe to say that you're a happier person, that you have changed your ways from back then?
Oh my God, I'm totally not the same person that I was back then. And I'm happier. Even though my kids still shine me off, my family's dying. Like, I'm getting old, and everybody that I knew, everybody that I hang around, everybody's getting old, everybody's leaving, everybody's dying, I'm alone. And fortunately, I have two good friends from the past. But other than that, it's just I've become a close to spirituality.
But may I ask, before, I'm so sorry that your wife passed away, but before that, did you guys have a relationship? Like, did she still talk to you even after the whole situation?
Yes. She was single still, living with my family until she met somebody. She had a child by that person. She was starting her life over. We divorced in 2016, just right before she passed. But she was still coming to see me every year. She promised she would never leave me alone, and she was always going to be there for me. She was just a good friend, someone who I was still in love with. And, yeah.
How hard is it, from a man-to-man conversation right now, how hard was that, having to process that, knowing that your wife, the love of your life, she had to move on, that's life. How hard was that?
Yeah. When you love, this is what I learned too. Everybody leaves, your friends leave, you stop getting letters, you stop getting mail, the last one standing is your mom, probably.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
My wife, when you love somebody and you really want that person to be happy, you're going to be happy about her happiness, even though if her happiness does not involve you. And it hurted a lot as a man. Yeah, I cried. Well, when she told me she was pregnant, I felt like I got stabbed. But it was tears of joy and tears of sadness. It was like a mixture of both, but I was happy for her.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Can you call me back, sir?